Okay guys, today we are tackling a big topic in the EDM community. Before we get started, because I really just want to jump right into this, I have a ton of stuff to talk about with you guys. Please subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed already. Come and join the family. Just hit that button down below and make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified when I post, because I don't have a schedule right now, so you know, you just don't want to miss anything. And feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'll put my information up here so you guys can check that out. All my other playlists are linked down below. If you guys are new to my channel, I have a ton of EDC videos, rave videos, makeup tutorials. If you want to watch those, the links below. I think that's the only thing I want to plug today. We're just gonna get right into this. So this topic, which as you can tell by the title is basically how to rave safely, came up because I've gotten comments here and there on a couple videos asking me to talk about pretty much just like how to have a safe raving experience, or like at EDM music festivals. Pretty much like the EDM community, I think, is a really positive place. Most people go to EDM shows and music festivals to have fun and are going there for the music, but I also think it's naive to say that drug use and alcohol use aren't coinciding with these music festivals. I think you can see it in newspaper headlines, you can see it on social media. If you've gone to these shows before, you see it around you everywhere. Like, it's something that, you know, I don't like that it's assumed about a person. You can rave soberly 100% of the time. I always see posts on like the EDC groups and things like that, like who's going to rave soberly, and like people talk about it on Reddit all the time. You should be going for the music and having fun. Anyway, mom's speech out of the way. I just did want to cover this topic because after almost every single EDM festival, you always see articles online like X amount of people were hospitalized, or like in the absolute worst case nightmare scenario, like somebody lost their life at this festival. And there's always like a negative light shed on these festivals, which like it's such a small number of people, but there are so many ways you can safely rave. And if you're gonna do things, which in this case people are gonna do whatever they want at the end of the day, like I think it's hard to say like don't drink at a festival or don't take drugs at a festival, but people are going to regardless. So this video is for the people who choose to do those things. This is how you can do them safely. Disclaimer, you guys already know this about me if you have been here and you've seen a couple of my videos. I always want you guys to be safe and responsible for yourself and for others. And I also, for me, the biggest thing is like, I want you to remember your festival. Like, what is the point of spending tons of money on festivals and shows and then getting too messed up and not remembering them? I don't see the point in that, but with that out of the way, here are my tips. You guys know this without saying, if you're under the age of 21, it's illegal to drink, and bringing any sort of substances into festivals is illegal. I even saw like Coachella, which I know is not an EDM festival, but they had a disclaimer on their website saying even though weed is legalized in California, you cannot bring it into the festival. So always know the guidelines before you go in someplace, because you most likely cannot bring them in legally. You also just have to ask yourself, like, is it worth it? There's always security, there's drug dogs at some shows, like you can get caught, and do you want to risk that? Number one tip, which again, some of these, if you guys have been like raving for a really long time or going to shows, you're gonna be like, duh, these are so obvious. But a lot of people who watch my channel are in like the 18 to 24 range and like might just be getting into this, or might not even be at shows yet. But the number one thing you should know is don't take anything from a stranger ever. Just don't do that. Sometimes you will get approached inside shows, either people asking you for something or people coming selling things, which like, one, don't trust that ever. Know these people, and two, there are so many undercover cops also, so just like not take anything when you're inside a show from a stranger. Like, you don't know these people, and even though the community is positive, don't trust that. Number two, test your shit. There are so many test kits available online. You can order them online, look for them, you can test your stuff to check the purity of something, so absolutely test it. Number three, obviously hydrate. There are so many free water refill stations at most major music festivals for a reason. These festivals are usually during the summer. It's extremely hot. Hydrate. Alcohol is not hydrating. Like, you guys probably know this. I personally drink at festivals, and I try and like, I'm a small person, like I try and keep it to a minimum, and I have water in between. One, because I don't want a headache. Not a good look, and two, just because like, again, I want to remember the whole night and last the whole night. So, you know, if you're drinking, also have water in between, things like that. get rest and take your vitamins. A lot of these festivals are like 3-day weekend festivals and things like that, and you're just like exhausting your body so much. Like being on your feet dancing for that amount of time is a lot. So get some rest. You can take vitamins. I was on this website called rollsafe.org. Again, disclaimer, obviously I'm not a health professional, so please do your own research and follow up on this. Also on Reddit, like a subreddit where people post like all the vitamins that they take, which are supposed to help you and prevent any sort of like long-term damage to your brain. People take magnesium to help with jaw clenching, vitamin E. Again, like it said, some supplements have been shown in research to reduce or prevent MDMA-induced neurotoxicity in rodent studies. Supplements may reduce the risk you'll lose MDMA's effects over time. Anecdotal reports suggest supplements increase afterglow and reduce come downs for some people. Like that's something that you'll see like people talk about, like they get extremely depressed when they take these things afterwards. So you just have to be really careful, especially with like the state of people's mental health right now. You need to be careful. And again, like I'm not saying do these things, obviously, but people are doing these things. So this video is to be helpful. Again, I think in general, you should be taking supplements every day. Like depending on your thing, like I personally got sick right before EDC Las Vegas last year and was on antibiotics. I take vitamin C every single day for my immune system just because I used to get sick like pretty frequently. So take your supplements before you go to music festivals anyway. Just make sure your health is all in order. You're gonna need to feel like 100 before you go to a festival because it is a lot on like your whole self. Okay, the next thing is be aware of medical tents and ground control when you go to festivals. So every single festival has medical tents and medical staff walking around. Know where they are. Just do a lap, know where things are. I'm telling you, it'll save you. Then ground control. So at EDC Las Vegas, I want to talk about ground control for a second because they are volunteers who separate from the medical staff, and they just walk around and they are wonderful. Wonderful. I think this is the best thing that EDC Insomniac has done. They pretty much just check on people. They're sort of like a buddy system. They patrol the festival throughout the entire weekend and make sure people are okay and having a good time and are safe. I remember I was in the porta potties with my friends early in the night and later in the night, and they were walking around knocking on every single porta potty and just saying, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And me and my friends afterwards were like, that is the smartest thing ever. That's so nice because you never know if someone's sick in the porta potty or anything like that or passed out. So they go around and knock and check and make sure everybody's okay. They'll also come up to you if you're sitting down on the ground and be like, are you having fun? Are you okay? It's just, I think it's such a good thing to do. So there are people out there looking for help. And the other thing I want to say is if your friend is having issues or you see somebody having issues, go to get help. Go to someone on the medical staff, go to a ground control type person. You are not going to get penalized for getting help. Like I read a disclaimer on Insomniac's site really saying like, we're here to help you and save lives. You're not gonna get in trouble if you come get help. And the last thing, just check your events websites because they do have information. Like I think on Insomniac's site, it was under like safety or like health and wellness it was called. So most festivals have like tabs on their websites talking about how they're trying to become more of a safe environment for people. I also read a bunch of articles about how festivals in Europe and the UK, I don't know if they actually implemented this, but they were having drug testing kits inside their festivals just as an effort to like help people have like the safest experience, and rather than being like nobody's bringing anything in here and taking that attitude, they already know people are going to bring things in, so they just have these things open there. And again, you're not going to get in trouble. They just want to make sure that you have the chance to test your stuff and are being safe about it. Okay, that is everything. This video is probably longer than I planned on it being, but again, I hope that YouTube doesn't flag this or anything like this. It's genuinely coming from a good place. I want you guys to be as safe as possible. A couple of you have asked me to talk about this on my channel. Genuinely just trying to educate people. I have been doing this for a really long time. I have seen it all. I have seen good, I have seen bad at festivals, and I want you guys to have the best time possible. I want everyone out there to be safe and responsible. I didn't know a lot of these things when I was like 20. Nobody was telling me like when I was in college and I was drinking what to do and not to do. So I hope that all my people who are my younger audience, if I help one person or teach one thing, then to me, that's a good video. So anyway, I hope you guys like this. Please feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on this topic. If you're somebody who's totally sober, I think that's absolutely amazing and that's great. I think, you know, more people should be like that. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this, guys. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when I post. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.